You could be seeing yourself in other people in July. If you don't see yourself in other people, this could be like, oh, I see my child doing the same thing I used to do or whatever, and I feel guilty by it or whatever the case may be. You also could be starting to accept certain aspects of yourself. You could still be grieving over a situation, but at the same time, it seems like you're starting to find gratitude in being alone. It's like, okay, well, you know, it's not all so bad. I do have some type of freedom to myself. But at the same time, you also could be feeling a little guilty because you feel like you are alone. It's like, oh, I thought at this point in my life I would be doing this, or I feel like I would be doing that. Even if you were together and you're going through some type of separation, it's like, okay, well, I have to do something for myself, and I feel guilty because I have to trust myself in leaving this person, and I know I'm gonna be lonely, but you will be grateful that you did in the end. Something has to end. This could definitely be dealing with a Scorpio and or just another water sign. Somebody's going to say something to you, and you may realize, like, yeah, this person's evil, or yeah, this person's just not it. Or maybe you already got some type of information that it wasn't, and you were just trying to persevere. You were still trying to make it work. Something may get intense, okay? So be careful, because you may regret some type of situation. This is also giving, like, DV or, you know, something like that. We don't want to get in that situation. If this is not you regretting getting some type of DV situation, you could have regret, like, oh, ever since I got into this car accident, this happened. Or ever since I got into this situation, whatever. Okay? If you know that you have a health concern now and you need to push through something, like you need to get up and work out, you need to take your vitamins, you need to drink more water, you need to do something for yourself, and you know this, do so, because if not, you're going to regret it. In July, you may have some type of physical pain, and you may feel like you're alone and having to get yourself together. Okay? So it's like, if you don't do it, something's going to sit you down on your own. Indecision. You won't have to make a decision. Okay? You also may be deciding to let something go. It's like, you know what? I'm not going to fight something, or I'm not going to fight someone. You may fear something or their scenario, or whatever they got going on when it comes to their emotions. This is definitely somebody you have a relationship with. But maybe you're secretly holding on to some type of emotions, and or you're wanting to emotion, and it could also be anger. So you could be holding on to some type of anger. Maybe at some point this person said something, or they try to tell you something, or give you some type of guidance about some type of worry, and you're like, no, and you've been secretly angry, secretly angered, damn. So you're really not saying nothing. Secretly angry that this person was right. And maybe at one point you were in denial. You're like, no, this is not my love life, or this is not my situation, and you're realizing that it is. And maybe you feel like this person has some type of happiness to them and with their children, or whatever that they're trying to create with themselves. And now something about a fan could be important, like an industrial fan, like what you would use at like a warehouse or a mechanic shop. And you're like, damn, this is not what I imagined. You also could realize that your child has some type of imagination that leads to some type of happiness and or abundance. This is great. Congratulations. Maybe at some point somebody thought it was going to be a loss, and it's not. It's actually going to help them gain something. Okay, good. Remember, your health is going to be important for the month of July, okay? If you had a time question, the answer is soon, whatever that means to you. Somebody could be also trying to play the blame game. Somebody don't believe that you should get this abundance that you're about to get. So they're like, okay, well, you should be more disciplined, or you should have done it for this, or you should have had to work for it, or they didn't see you working for it behind the scenes, and so they're sad. So this is also giving you could be dealing with somebody enviness in July. Okay. All right. Let's talk about love. I feel like we touched on it a little bit, but let's go into some details. What's going on for fire signs and love? Okay, so somebody could be like, okay, let's take a ride. You also, if this is not you getting out the house and or just kind of see, you know, where this relationship is going, you could be going to like a wedding, a show, or just something that's like a momentum type of thing. It's like, okay, well, let's just go do something together. Let's go celebrate somebody in our hometown, or let's go to this wedding, or let's just go do something, and you have to get dressed up. But at the same time, it's like, okay, well, we have to put on the show that we're good, and we have to make sure like something isn't just all together, okay? And maybe at home, it's like there's some type of insecurity, and somebody's on edge, just like at any point in time that y'all can get into some type of tit for tat be careful. This is also giving like kangaroo fights. Somebody also don't want to be seen on camera. Somebody don't want something recorded. It's like, here, I'll throw you a bone. I'll do something that you want, as long as you don't do this, that, and the third. It's giving red flags. So just be careful when it comes to your love life in July. I'm not really seeing something good. You could be meeting somebody's parents. Let's see. If you meet somebody's parents in July, outcome for the relationship. I'm not seeing anything good. Okay, secretly in your house, secretly at night, or by yourself, or when you're alone, you're gonna feel like, okay, yeah, that family is not something that I feel like I can be a part of. You feel like they either have an unhappy home, or that they just make you feel isolated. That it would take a lot of slow work and routine in order for this to be practical. You may feel like the mother person or the earth sign in this person's family is manipulative, and the way that they talk and get out of situations, they lie about certain things. You may feel like they need to heal when it comes to their finances. It's just a lot of sticky stuff that's like, why would I even attach myself to this? Okay. Your biggest challenge in July. You could be tolerating some type of abuse. You could be sheltering yourself. You're not really coming out of your corner. You could be so busy trying to fix other people that you're not fixing yourself. Okay, hard to get. So, and I feel like this is not necessarily you trying to go after someone in love. I feel like, well, you could be trying to fix them so that way they can love you. But it's like it's hard to get you to fix yourself because you're so busy worried about somebody else and what they think. You're being guarded. You're worried about other people. Okay, and they're giving you crumbs in return. You need to completely divert your attention completely to yourself. It also could be hurt you to wait for them to kind of fix a relationship. This could be somebody that you know that's either sleeping on the couch. I don't know what that's about. Somebody could be sleeping on the couch. I was finna say sleeping out in the streets. They're cheating on you. Or this is just somebody that wants to just sleep with you. Somebody of your past, and they have some type of boundary. They're like, yeah, we can have sex, but then at the same time, it's emotionless. Okay, so just don't be going back into some nonsense. Set your boundaries. You may feel like, oh, well, boundaries keep me stuck, or I'm still stuck by myself, or I'm still kind of stuck in this whirlwind. You can handle whatever this is that you feel like you're in at the moment. You're telling yourself it's too much work, but really this could be an excuse just not to get involved, and then because you feel unloved. Okay, you will find somebody that's going to support you emotionally and love you fully, but you have to get into some type of alignment. Okay, you want to love her, but at the same time, you're not all in. You could be addicted to helping people, or you have a fear of being connected to someone else new. All right, let's talk about your money. And I just realized I skipped air signs finances. So if you're dealing with the air signs finances, it's kind of like, you know what? Don't even worry about it. Maybe they got their finances out of control, and it's like, what's going on with your finances beginning of July for fire signs? Okay, end of July. Okay, so beginning of July, there could be some type of lucky break. Whether you gamble, be careful, be safe. I'm not paying nobody back. But whether you gamble, there's a risky finance opportunity. There's just something that comes for you, something that you've been waiting on, manifesting. And you're like, great, this is a small increase, or this is something I can put in my savings. This is something that can build interest, or something like that. You get a fresh start or a little relief when it comes to your finances at the beginning of July. Now, at the end of July, your income could be fluctuating left or right. There could be some type of job change. You may have to make choices when it comes to your finances. It all just depends on how you invest the money that you get early. Okay, whether it's empty or full, it's just depending on you. If it's empty at this point, this is when you're going to learn and figure out how you can make new strategies when it comes to your finances. Okay. All right, confirmations for fire signs, July highlights. Something about your hair could be important, or someone else's hair. Somebody could be getting some type of highlights, or you're talking about getting highlights, or you know someone that got highlights. There could be a sibling rivalry, okay? If not you, between your siblings, then someone that you're watching this happen between someone else. You could be acting like y'all never met, or they're acting like y'all never met. An air sign was knowingly a third party in some type of relationships, and now their finances are fucked up. Okay, so they put themselves in the middle on purpose. What does fire signs need to know about the air sign that got in middle on purpose? They're going to have to accept something about their situation at the point. They're going to have to start to see the positive and starting over. Having to create a consistent routine. Stop lying. They're going to have some type of humiliation and or regret to this, but at the same time, they are going to surrender to it. They feel a little powerless at the moment. They don't really know how to protect themselves, which is causing them to turn off their emotions. They also feel like there's someone around them that has some type of secret, but they don't want to change what's going on around them because they're scared of what happens next. So it's like they're still dealing with somebody that they know is cheating on them, but because they're scared of what happens next, they don't want to get out of the situation. Okay? Somebody hates that you get to choose, and you are choosing. Whatever that means for your life, whether in love and money or whatever the case may be, your time, you get to relax. Somebody just hates it, okay? And they hate it because they're hiding something. There could be an HR meeting that happens in July. You need to question some type of motive behind it and or what they're asking. Ask your spirit team for a specific sign when it comes to something. You or them are scared to choose, okay? A therapy session could be needed. You do have many choices. A book reader could be important. Whether you like to read books, you need to go back to reading books. You know, somebody that wants to just go to like a Dave & Buster's or something like that could be important. If you had a question, the answer is about Sagittarius season. Or there could be a Sagittarius around you in July who is trying to tempt you into some bullshit. So be careful when it comes to that. Sagittarius, somebody could be trying to tempt you into some bullshit. This could be an Aquarius or by Aquarius season. Somebody's mad that you're not interested. You could have some type of work complications, EEOC, FMLA, something like that, okay? Something may seem urgent and that you need to move really fast, but the decision is going to be made front and center either for you or by you, okay? It's not the Libra. You need to let them go. Somebody is in their ego and you just need to let it go, okay? Your hard work will pay off, whatever you're being consistent for and on. You're paying attention to what you're doing in July, so good job. Something important, such as a new job and or a raise could be out here because a next decision, because your next decision is going to be major. Whew, okay. Somebody may like to go play basketball. I was just thinking, jump man. That boy up to something. So I think I need some Robitussin, something like that. You could have tried to warn them, or somebody tried to warn you, especially if this was related to a commitment, a job, a relationship. But somebody's like, no, I want it. Like, okay, well, you know, have it and all the high emotions that come with it. But maybe now they're realizing somebody has a short temper, okay, whether you or them. It will be time for you to make a final decision in July. Something's coming towards you and you're going to have to just decide left or right. You will have to push through some type of personal obstacle and or personal issue, but whatever this obstacle is, you can overcome it. If somebody wants to make a decision for themselves, let them make a decision, even if they feel like they're going to be in a huge debt or even if you feel like they're going to be in a huge debt. You could be enjoying some time in July, just being around you and your kiddos. You also could be sleeping with somebody, a new sex partner, and you may feel like they're lazy in the bedroom, okay? You may wish that they had more energy, or you're going to be trying to improve your health so you can have more energy. You don't have to be in survivor mode the entire month, okay? Have some type of mama mentality when it comes to issues and move on. You do have this idea for a reason, so you need to go forward and go through it. But there is somebody that's going to give you a gift. Enjoy.